好，大家好，欢迎来到 Discovery Chinese Class。我叫 Augustus 老师啊 ，Heta 老师 ，Confirmation。Are we live？
我再看看，等一下。
好，那就好。
对对 ，It's live.
Good. So 大家好 let me say hi to you guys again. So maybe my students, you guys can say hello to our friends. 你们可以给我们的小朋友，不是小朋友，我们的朋友们打招呼吗？你可以给他们打招呼吗？Okay, Sally, you can start, Sally.
Yes.
给我们的
你好。
朋友们打招呼。
你们好，欢迎。
谢谢。Naomi 呢？Okay, hand up. Okay, and we also have Joyce.
大家好，很高兴认识你。
谢谢，很好。Tanya.
大家好，欢迎光临。
谢谢，谢谢，很好。Okay, so everybody else who can say hello. Okay, so allow me to just allow those ones to say, so we can just begin. Now, today we have such an interesting thing that is going to happen today. Now, I've had encounters with a couple of people who've been asking me, so how do I translate my name to Chinese? Because they think that all names, they just have, like, I just translate it into like a 中文名字。但是不是这样。So today we want to look at how we come up with our Chinese name. Now, I know 你们都知道我的名字是 Augustus. Like I'm called 我叫 Augustus 老师。但是 I also have, in the same way that I have my name Augustus Kamamo, I also have a Chinese name. So what is my Chinese name? Okay, let me first of all ask my students, does any of you know my Chinese name? Maybe I can ask that and then they can let me know if they know. 谁知道？你可以举手。所以现在你们可以打开你们的视频吗？ Then you can raise your hand if you know my name. Which one of you knows my Chinese name? Okay, Sally, 我叫什么名字？
我知道。
我叫什么名字？
红辉。
对。对，我叫红辉。Now, how did I get my name 红辉? Maybe before I continue, because today we also have Miss Katini here with us. Miss Katini, 可以给我们的朋友们打招呼吗？
大家好。
Zima tuyo mic yako. Zima tuyo yako, please. How? So maybe I'll answer for you. Okay. So for Miss Katini, her Chinese name is Kylie Lao Shi. And I know you all also know Miss Faith. 她叫 Faith 老师。So before we continue, maybe I can ask any of my students if they have Chinese names. Anyone who has a Chinese name, maybe you can as well raise your hand. You can raise your hand if you have a Chinese name. 谁有? Okay, Sally. Okay, Joyce, raise your hand. Okay, so now Joyce, please tell our friends what is your Chinese name? 叫什么名字？
我叫乔伊斯。
And okay. Anybody else? Let me see somebody else who's raising their hand. Anybody else who's raising their hand? Who else is raising their hand? Okay. Okay, so none of the rest of you don't have Chinese names? 是这样吗？谁？谁有 I'm not seeing her. Oh, I can see Trufena is raising her hand. Okay. So you can say your
我
name.
叫尤明，
Hand how. Very good. Okay. Anybody else who has a Chinese name? 谁有？
我有，
你有，
我有。
你叫什么名字？
我叫 Sally，但是我想别的名字。
你想别的名字？好的，今天我可以给你别的名字，没关系。你想新的，好的 ，very good, very good. So maybe now, okay, Miss Katini, can we see if your mic is okay now?
Can you hear me now? 能听到我吗？
现在可以。
好的。
Now, Miss Katini, you can tell me some of the ways that you feel. What are some of the things that we use when we are giving out Chinese names? What are some of the things we consider? Maybe you can let our guys on YouTube know so that they know, even as we're giving out these names, what like we went actually through a process. We didn't just guess or think of any words in the world, but what kind of things did we think about while we were giving out these names?
Okay. So now in Chinese, when it comes to giving names, there are certain factors that normally look at. Now, some being surnames, okay? So I'm sure by now, for those ones who've been learning Chinese for some time, we are aware that majority, not all the Chinese have surnames, okay? So ideally, when it comes to Chinese naming, you know, when it comes to Chinese giving the number starts with surname, then another name comes thereafter. Okay, and then now this name that comes thereafter is normally associated with or linked with, could be someone's temperament, you know. Does this person have a certain character? I know at times it's hard to tell considering, you know, they've just been born. So also yeah, so I think those are some of the factors that are normally looked into, particularly by the Chinese when they're giving out names. So now I know since maybe it's hard to tell how a particular person will be in terms of character, so they normally look for positive attributes that can be associated with someone, you know, while giving a name. For example, you can give someone strength, another person a name related to maybe let me see, skill, strength, beauty, you know, physical appearance, all that. Yes. So Augustus.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Now let me just ask one more question. Now, is it a must for a teacher to give you a Chinese name, or can you give yourself a Chinese name? How do people get their Chinese names?
It's not really a must. You can actually give yourself a name.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a must, a teacher or maybe a Chinese native to give you a name. You know, as much as maybe you follow that order that the Chinese used to give their names, or you also be as creative as possible and come up with a name that you feel, you know, suits you as a person, then I think it's okay.
Okay, great. So today let's do this exercise. I think we can just start this exercise and we can show the students, and as we show also our viewers, if they want Chinese names, some of the things that they can do. So as we come up with these names for our fellow students, so I know many of them have come here because they want to get Chinese names. So as we do so, then maybe you can as well think for yourself at home. If you want to make your own Chinese name, then we can maybe you can use some of these guidelines. As we do this activity today, you can use some of these guidelines to come up with your own name. However, any person who also wants a Chinese name, you can write to us on the chat, and I will as well try to come up with names for you. So I know today we may not be able to come up with so many names. So I Dwebuti, I'm sorry, I will maybe prioritize my students here at the Zoom. However, write for me on the chat if you want a Chinese name, and even if we won't be able to reach to your name, but I will still make those names and I will put them in the comment section after the live. So maybe tomorrow or the next day, whenever we'll be done, I will put them in the comment section so you can come and maybe look for it later on. So very good. So thank you, by the way, for everybody who answered to my call and everybody who submitted their names when they wanted to be given their Chinese names. So I have some of them here with me, okay? And so I will not be giving you a name. We will be coming up with it together. So let's start with my friend Gertrude. I can see my friend Gertrude is here. Gertrude, ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni zamayang.
Hen hao.
So maybe can you tell a bit? So as we form your name, maybe you can tell our viewers a little bit about yourself. What kind of a person do you think you are? So you said your name is Gertrude Mutiso. Now, how do we come up with your Chinese name, Gertrude Mutiso?
My name first means, okay, I don't know. I actually don't know the specific meaning of Gertrude, but I think it means beauty as faith.
It's what? Okay, when I was researching your name, I saw that the word Gertrude means a spear, strength.
Oh, I didn't have an idea.
Okay, so then today we know that is what that name means, okay? Means a spear, means a name, it means a spear, strength, huh? Now, and you can tell me, when we do together things, Gertrude, what is it? What do you do? What do you love doing?
I love just singing.
You love singing, right? You love music. That's the kind of person you are. So here are some of the names that I came up with you. So now, as Miss Katini mentioned before, that when coming with Chinese name, we have a surname, which is the one that comes first, and then so how many characters do Chinese names usually have? They usually have either 2 characters or 3 characters. Now, of course, there are people who have much longer names and they have even up to 6 characters. However, mostly it's usually between 2 and 3 characters. So this is the name that I came up with for my friend Gertrude. So the first name that so Gertrude, do you want to know the name that I came up with? And you can tell me if you like it or if you want us to edit her. Gertrude, are you here? Ni hai zaima. So this is the first name that the surname that I gave it to her, okay? Zhang. Now this is a very popular surname in China. The word Zhang. Now this word Zhang, the character for Zhang, maybe I can write for you guys the character for Zhang. Maybe Lao Shi, you can help me write the character for Zhang in the chat. So that character for Zhang, it is a bow and an arrow. Now, because Gertrude's name means a spear, then this name I found it suitable to give to her, the word Zhang. So the word Zhang, as we said, that the character is a bow and an arrow. Now, and her second name is Yun. Well, not a second name as such, because I know in Kenya we call it like my name is Augustus as first name, and then Kamamo as second name. But her name now will become Zhang Yun. Now, what does this word Yun mean? The word Yun means beautiful sound, sweet music. That's what the word Yun means. So I came up with the name Zhang Yun. So Gertrude, you can let me know if you like your name. Zhang Yun. So Zhang Yun, the Yi Shi, we said Zhang comes from the word a bow and an arrow. And the word Yun comes from a beautiful sound, a beautiful voice, sweet music. Now, because according to her character, she is a musician. She has a beautiful voice, by the way, and she's also doing a project in music here at Discovery. And so I found this name suitable for her. So maybe as we came up with that name, now Gertrude, you have your Zhongwen Mingzi. So maybe I can type for you here in the chat, and then maybe Miss can as well write her name in the so that is her name, Zhang Yuan. This is her name, and maybe Lao Shi can type her name in the YouTube chat box, and maybe you can let me know if there are people, and if guys on the chat, if you want a Chinese name, you should give me your current name, your English or whatever name. You can give it to me, and then you can maybe also submit to me the meaning of your name if you know the meaning of your name. Because as we said, we come up with your names based on your personality and maybe the meanings of your name. And we also use some names that sound almost similar to your name. So my friend Gertrude Mutiso, Tada Mingzi Jiao, Zhang Yuan, Zhang Yuan, Fei Zhang Hao. So I hope you like your name, Zhang Yuan. So from today, we'll be calling you Zhang Yuan. Hada? So let's go to somebody else. Let's go to somebody else. So we can go to my friend. We can go to my friend Sally. Sally, what were you saying about your name, Sally?
Yes.
Sally.
Yes. Dui.
And how? So let's see, Sally, how we're going to come up with your name, Sally. So as we said, one of the ways that we used to come up with the name Sally, with the Zhongwen Mingzi, is a name that sounds almost like your name. So there are a lot of names that can sound almost like that. Li. Yes, Juan Yen is Gertrude. Hen how? So Sally.
Yes.
Now, Sally, what kind of a student do you think you are? What kind of a person do you think you are?
Happy.
A happy person?
Yes.
Okay. So in my observation, Sally always reaches sometimes before me here at the center. Even though I try to come as early as possible, Sally is always reaching before me. Sally, even when we're on breaks, she's usually coming here to do her revision. She is a very hardworking lady. She has shown much progress in her HANU in the time that she has been studying here. And so, and I have seen like a drive in her, and she's always like trying to learn more, to do more. And I know like she has aspirations to do a lot of things. That is why I thought the name Mang will really suit you well, because the word Mang means to dream. It means to envision, to be a visionary. It is the word Mang. That word, the word Mang means a visionary, a dream, a dreamer, okay, like Joseph. And yes. So the word Mang, so I thought we can call you Mang Li. Now the Li from Sally in your name, the word Li means a white jasmine, Now, however, so the word Mang is a name that I've given to you. Now with the second character, I would like you to pick it for yourself. So this Li, is the Li from the word that comes Sally, which means a white jasmine. But there's another Li as well that means power. So maybe you can make your own choice. Do you want to be Mang Li to mean like a visionary with a jasmine, or do you want Mang Li, a visionary with the word power?
Wow, very hard to choose.
So we have Mang Li, and we also have Mang Li. So we also have Li to mean jasmine, the jasmine flower. So to show beauty. So maybe you can tell me, make your own choice. Let me not choose it for you, Sally.
Yes.
Make your own
but
choice.
I'll pick the white one. The jasmine.
The white jasmine?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So then if that is the case, then Sally, then this is the name for Sally. We call you Mang Li. So Sally, 你叫什么名字?
我叫Mang Li.
你叫Mang Li, hen how. So Mang Li. So maybe Laoshi, you can as well help me to type Sally's name on the chat. Mang Li. Mang Li. So the word Mang to come from the word visionary, and the word Li to come from her name Sally. Li to sound like the word Sally. Li. And Li means a white jasmine, beauty. Okay, Mang Li. Hen how. So maybe now I can now maybe now I can hand it over to Katini Laoshe to maybe give one more student their names. So Katini Laoshe, can you maybe give one student her name as well, his or her name?
Okay.
Good.
So today I'd like to give Naomi Naomi a name. So Naomi, I chose this name for you, but you'll tell me if you're also okay with it. So now the first word that I chose for you is Chen. Chen, spelled as C-H-E-N. So that Chen means morning, okay? Morning. Now the reason I also name is because more or less the same reason, one of the reasons Augustus chose the name for Sally. You're always punctual, you know? So I thought this name suits you. And also this Chen is also a surname, Chen, C-H-E-N. Then the other name that I chose for Naomi is Ann. Ann, that is spelled as A-N, okay? And what does Ann mean? Ann means peace, safe, or security, okay? So now, judging from the short time that I've taught you, I tend to think you are peaceful students. You know, you don't say much, which is a good thing. So now that's your name, Chen An. Chen An, that's the name I have chosen for you, Chen An. I'll also type it in characters so that you can see it as well. Yes, so that's Naomi's name. Howda, Augustus.
And how? So Naomi, 你叫什么名字? Very good. And how, very good. So now let's go to a male student. Now that we have done a few female students, maybe now we can go to a male student. Now there's this friend of mine who calls himself Collins. Yeah, my friend Collins. Collins, ni hao. I hope you're watching me, Collins. So thank you for submitting your name to be given a Chinese name. So let's come up with your name, Collins. Now, as I said, one of the ways we come up with the name is something that will sound like your name, okay? So it's something that will sound almost like Collins, like Collins. Now, so I gave you one popular name, one popular surname in Zhongguo, Lin. Now, this word Lin means a forest. It's a forest. Now, that is one popular names in Zhongguo. Now, that name I gave it to you so that it can sound like your Collins, the Collins. Okay. Now, however, what kind of a student is maybe Katini Laoshi, you can help me just tell me what characteristics Collins has. Maybe you can tell me.
So Collins, and we normally say here he's our comedian. Yeah, so he has quite an interesting personality. He's a joker, or rather the comedian. He really makes us laugh in class, which is a good thing as well. Yeah, so that's Collins.
Collins is usually relaxed like this. Are you seeing me? He's usually like I'm chilling. No stress. Even when he answers the questions like this. He's just like this and like that. It's just taking life easy. Taking life easy. He's very relaxed. He's a very cool guy. And he's very determined, very smart. And so that is why I thought this name. So maybe now, Collins, as well, you will tell me which name you will pick for yourself. Now, for the surname, of course, I gave you the name Lin, as I said. Now, there's the word Chang. Now, Chang means the city walls, the city walls. And so, and there's the word Yi, Yi. Now, the Yi means somebody extraordinary, somebody easygoing, somebody just chilled out, which I feel like goes very, very well with his personality. However, he's also very, very smart and very, I don't know what to say, like he knows a lot of things and he works like hard towards them. And so there's the word long, which means a dragon. So I thought you could either be called Chang Long or Chang Yi. So Lin Chang Long or Lin Chang Yi. So maybe wherever you are, Alec, wherever you are, Collins, if you're here, you can choose your own name. You can choose your own name. So I called you Lin Chang Long. Remember we said that the word Chang means a city, the city walls. So Chang from the word a city wall, and the word Long from the word dragon. Long is a dragon. Now I don't know how many people have watched Game of Thrones. Now dragons were like a sign of power, authority, which is also a dragon is a very important symbol in one of the. I remember we talked a bit about this when we were talking about the zodiac signs. I don't know if you guys can remember this when we were talking about the zodiac signs. And so this word long is how we call a dragon in Chinese, long. However, if you don't want the name Chang Long, you can as well choose the word Chang Yi, depending on with your much relaxed personality. If you prefer Chang Yi, 可以. If you want Chang Long, 也可以. So maybe you, Collins, wherever you are in the chats, you can type for us which name you have chosen for yourself. Okay, so let me take it back to Miss Katini to give the next student their name, and then maybe we can just give 2 more, and then the rest. Please, you can type for me on the chats if you also want a Chinese name, and we will work out how to come up with a Chinese name for you guys.
Okay. So the next person that I gave a Chinese name is Maureen. So Maureen, I don't know if she's here with us, but I'm sure maybe she's watching us on YouTube. So Maureen, this is the name I gave you. Your name, I based it on a character, you know, so I didn't give any surname, any Chinese surname. It was mainly based on, how do I put it? Just character in general. So now this is your name, Tong. And then what does this Tong mean? Tong means smart. Tong comes from the word Tong Niang, meaning smart. Okay? So smart intellectually, okay? Then the other word that I had for you was Hua. Hua means flower. Okay? So now, Maureen, your full name will be Cong Hua. Okay? Cong Hua. That's Maureen's name. So I'll also type it in characters as well. Okay, so that's Maureen's name. Okay, Augustus.
谢谢老师，十分感谢. So guys, remember, as I said, if you're interested, even if you're not studying Chinese, but you're interested in getting a Chinese name, you're always free to put to give me your name on the chat, and I will work out a name for you. Now, let me go to my friend Samantha. So now, my friend Samantha, Samantha's name. Why are you laughing?
She's happy. I'm not done laughing.
Okay. So maybe explain to you how I came up with your name, Samantha. So my friend Samantha, are very effective. So my friend Samantha, Samantha's name is Samantha Diana Kamau. Samantha Diana Kamau. Now, to be completely honest, I don't know what Samantha means, but at least I drew her name from the name Diana, which and I thought Diana came from Princess Diana, from royalty. Okay, and so there's the word Wang. Now Wang Zi is a prince. Wang Zi is a prince. The word Wang. So there's this one, a very popular surname called Wang, and I know for most people who have been studying Chinese, then the word then this name Wang, you have heard it quite a lot. The word Wang, you've heard it quite a lot. So the word Wang is a name that shows royalty. Okay, it shows royalty. Wang. So I chose the name Wang because the name Diana, I took it from the Princess Diana, who was one of the most famous princesses of the world. And so that is why I came up with the word Wang. Now, Samantha is also a very early riser. She comes very early to class. She's very committed. She's very consistent. At the moment, she is also doing her level 3. I wish I had those things for radios that does, and you could have had like funny sounds. So and so she's very hardworking, very determined, has been with us all the way from level 1 and has studied all the way to level 3 in a very short amount of time. And one day we will also invite her to talk to us a little bit about her experience. And I know there are times when it has been tough on her, but she has always come up rising and always tried, even when it was difficult on her side, or maybe when she felt like she wanted to give up, she has always come back, and she has always re-energized. Every time I tell her, Tia Yoba, she actually does what I tell her. And so that is why I thought the name Feng would be really good for her. So what does the word Feng mean? Feng means a phoenix. It means a phoenix, and you guys know how we say a phoenix rising from the ashes. And so Wang Feng. So Wang from her royal heritage, and Feng because of her strength, because of her commitment, because of.
Please put me in a breakout room. Need to enter another class.
Okay. And so that is why I came up with the name Wang Feng to give to Samantha Diana Kamau. So maybe you can tell me, Samantha, if Nishi Huani da Mingzima. So Wang Feng, Jashini da Mingza. So maybe we can come up with just one more name, but don't worry, even everybody who submitted your names, by the way, you guys have been so many, and thank you so much for showing your interest in wanting to gain like a Chinese name. That's really cool. And I will come up with these names for all of you, okay? And as I said, I will type all the names on the comment section. So maybe by the time you're coming for next week's class, you will find your name on our comment section. And so let me come up with the last name of the day, which is my friend Annette. Annette Nidzaima. I don't know if Annette is here or if she's in the chats. Maybe you can. Okay, I'm not able to see the chat box on YouTube. However, Annette, I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're there or if you're here. But Annette, I came up with a name for you. Now, the first character that I gave to your name was Anne, similar to Naomi's Anne. Now, Anne, as Laoshi explained, the name Anne means peace. Peace. It comes from the word Anjing. Anjing means peace, calm. And even when we go to sleep, I know you guys already know how to say good night. One Anne, have a peaceful night. Have a calm night. And so this word Anne Anne, the name Anne comes from that word peace and calm and tranquility. And so that is the first name that I gave to her. And because it also sounds like her name, Annette, in the beginning of her name, Annette. So Anne is a very good name for her. And the second character is one. Now, one comes from the word beauty. One is beauty, and this comes from a lady who is beautiful, who is graceful, which greatly describes her character and of course her appearance. So she is one of a very beautiful. So here in Discovery, everybody is very beautiful. Yeah, Discovery. I will say now, and she is very beautiful, and as well, her work is very neat. Is what I said is what I really want to put across. And I know, Annette, you know how much I keep telling you, like, wow, even when you're writing, like her handwriting is really good. And I would think that in writing characters, a lot of people, when it comes to writing characters, I know it takes a while to get used to writing the characters and to put it in the right like box and the right size. But with Annette, she has never struggled. Hers have just come out so naturally. It's very neat and very beautiful. And her work has always just been like that ever since. And so I thought this word one would be very appropriate for her. And so I came up with the name Anne One to be her name. Anne One. And so Annette, your name is Anne One. And so here I'm putting for you your name here in the chat box, Anne One. So Anne One ni Jiao Anne One, and that is my friend Annette. Now, so for today, that is the last name that I'll be giving out today. However, as I said, if you're interested in getting a Chinese name, you are welcome to submit your names at our chats and also even in our comment section, and I will come up with a name for you. And so other students, I also have your names here as well. However, I will also submit them to you guys personally, and I will also submit them on the comment section as promised. So for now, I hope you guys have seen some of the ways that we use to come up with names. So it is not just a direct translation like your name is Peter and we have a name, a word in Chinese that means Peter. We actually come up with, and we take time to see who you are and to see what kind of a person you are. And we try to come up with names that sound like you and that shows your character. And so for the people who have been giving their names today, I hope you have known their name. I hope you have known your names. I hope you have written down your names, and I hope you will now be using your Chinese name, even in your introduction. So for today, I don't know if I don't have anything else to say. Until next time, guys, this is Discovery Chinese Cultural Center. If you're interested in learning Chinese, you are welcome to come to our center and make any inquiries you need. We teach Mandarin all the way from level 1 to the last level. And we also teach children YCT from the age of 6 years old all the way to 16 years old. So if you're interested also in your children learning Chinese, we also offer that service. We also offer translation service. We have able teachers and translators here at Discovery. And so you're welcome to make any inquiries you may require. But for today, we end there for today. And we want to say zai jian, goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us at our YouTube. Please consider liking our content, share it with anybody who you may feel may need or find this content helpful. Until next time for the next recovery for this week, we say zai jian. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Goodbye. Zai jian. Zai jian. Thank you so much for our students as well. Zai jian.